So we're moving on to our first Pilates and stretch section now, and like we did in the first trimester, we're going to focus on the core muscles and starting off in an on all fours position, but we're going to add a few little advancements as well. So you can continue with these advancements, but you can also, if you find it a little bit too much, you can go back to the exercises you've already done in your first trimester as well. Now, one of the things that Helen suffers from is problems in her wrists, and you might find this as well. So if you were doing the on all fours exercise in your first trimester with your hands here, we're going to show you a variation now. So Helen's going to come to position, she's going to use the block here, and she's going to have her hands in this position here with her wrists straight. Now you can go back to having your wrists down, so just try going down as well. But you've got that as an alternative as well, and the cushion there is just going to help soften the pressure on the wrists as well. So Helen's just going to hold whatever position is most comfortable for her. She may change as we go through the exercise. I'm going to ask Helen to come up like a cat again, like we did before, just arching the back and then establishing that neutral spine. Drop the tailbone now, drop the back and lift the tailbone slightly, and just drop the head down so you're looking down just above the line of the fingers there. Perfect, excellent. I'm also going to slide Helen's weight forward just a tiny bit, and then she's going to feel it in her upper body. I want you to soften the elbows for me and tuck your elbows in by the side of your boobs a little bit. There, perfect, okay. Now I'm going to ask Helen now to just move forwards and backwards in a circular motion. Now this is really good for centering yourself, holding your core muscles tight all the time, belly button back to spine, little lift in your tailbone, holding that neutral line, and go back the other way. It's quite a nice feeling, but also you'll feel your upper body working as you do this. Keep drawing the shoulder blades back and down, so it's a nice exercise to do. Okay, now hold center, and here comes our advancement. I want you to move your body weight slightly into your right side, and then try and lift your right leg off the floor, sliding the leg back behind you. It's really hard to do, trying to keep the weight into the right side. The reason you slide over onto the right side is you don't want to pull your weight into your left hip. You're trying to keep those hips nice and level, remember. Take the leg back and try it on the other side. Just take your weight slightly forward and into your left wrist. You can change your arm position if you want to, Helen, or well done. And you can see actually Helen's wrist is weaker on her right side, so she's actually holding this side much better because there's more weight going into that side. Let's just try this one more time on each side. So try and keep the weight as centered as you can, keep drawing the shoulder blades back and down, keep pulling your belly button back towards your baby. Good, and then trying it again one more time on the left. Keep tucking the elbows in, keep connecting to those all important core muscles. And then if you can see the Helen's leg coming out nice and straight there, and then releasing, coming down, squeezing the bottom a little bit. Now just relax back into praying position and just stretch. If you're finding your bumps getting in the way now, you can take your knees a little bit wider. You can rest your head actually on your block and relax down. And when I'm with my clients, I tend to rub their backs a little bit because it's a nice way to kind of just release any tension. So if you've got any handy men around or anyone around that you want to get to rub your back while you're doing this, then it's quite a nice thing to do as well. Okay, so hold that position there and just have a nice little stretch, and then we'll move into our next exercise, which is our tricep exercise, our tricep press. We'll also work the chest a little bit, but we're mainly focusing very importantly on the backs of the arms, keeping the shoulder blades tucked in again. So Helen's going to try that for me now. Again, she can use the cushion just to release the wrists a little bit, holding up that straight position. So exactly the same position as before, Helen. Making sure the knees are coming in line with the hips. Just take your knees back a tiny bit more for me. Now, I'm not going to get Helen to go down too low because we're going to do 2 sets of this. You go as low as you are comfortable with. So all Helen's going to do now is bend the elbows, and as she bends the elbows, dropping down and then lift straight back up again. Good. Keep tucking the elbows in as you go down, and then lift back up. Good. We're going to go through 8, but this time we're going to try a second set. That's good. You okay there, Helen? Keep breathing all the way through. Try and exhale as you lower down and as you lift up. So your breathing pattern would basically be and then in and then in. Just go for one more, Helen. And then just relax, sit back on your heels. and just rotate the wrists around, just release any tension in the wrist, and then we're going to go for another set. You okay? It's quite tough, this one, isn't it? Come back into it again, tuck the elbows in. Helen's got a lovely spine position here, really nice, and then she's going to go down and come back up again. Remember, you can go a little bit lower if you want to, but this really is all you need to do. What Helen is doing perfectly is she's bringing her body weight forward, so she's challenging her upper body, really feeling that working strongly there. Let's just go for 3 more, 2 more. So you're doing roughly around 8, but remember, you can stop whenever you want to and release and relax. Well done, and sit back onto your heels. We're now going to go into our hip stretch, all important hip stretch. So we're going to bring the right knee underneath us and then turn the knee out to the side slightly. And then if your bump allows, bring yourself all the way down. You don't have to come down if you're not comfortable with that. Helen's going to hold that position there and just try and relax. Remember, when you're doing this stretch, to think about trying to pull your belly button back towards your spine and lift your tailbone up as you stretch, holding the stretch for around 20 to 30 seconds. Remember, you can do this stretch on your own as well for a much longer period of time as well. Really good stretch to do to release any tension in this back area here. Okay, and change legs. So you do the same, change your legs through. So make sure the knee's coming out to the side. That's it. So follow with the knee there, and again, hold this position, pull your belly button back up towards your spine, and then just think about trying to lift the tailbone slightly to feel the stretch. That's good. Okay, we're going to go into our last exercise now. So Helen's going to come back up into a kneeling position. And remember, if you do get any swelling or discomfort in your legs, you might want to sit actually on your cushion, and that will just feel a little bit more comfortable. Now, we've done our dumbwaiter exercise before, but this time we're going to part the hands and use a band, so it's going to be a little bit tougher. So again, tucking the elbows nicely into the side of the rib cage. Remember, we're going to squeeze through the shoulder blades here and really try and work through the shoulder blades. Keep the chin nice and level. So drop the chin for me just slightly. Perfect. And then open the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Make sure as you do that, you pull your belly button back towards the spine. And we're going to go for 8 repetitions again. Keep tucking the elbows in. Keep squeezing in. Try not to create any tension here. Very important to keep that chin in slightly. So just drop the chin slightly without looking down, so look straight ahead. Okay, come up with the head slightly, and then bring your chin back towards your neck slightly. Look up, up, up. That's it. That's it. So what I'm trying to get Helen to do, it's quite hard to do this, is to bring her chin back that way, okay? And shorten that, that's it, well done. Okay, and do one more and rest it there. Remember, only do as many as you feel you need to do and then rest.